Morgan.
And I'm Jake. And you're listening to
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we talk about what you should and shouldn't eat, quick serve wise, all around Walt Disney World.
Yep. Today we're going to go through each park and tell you our favorite quick serve there and then our least favorite quick serve, and we might throw in a few extras. Probably will lead to some wild conversations, and that'll be fun.
But before we do, things are different today.
Yeah.
Because for the first time
forever. This is the first thing
we are recording a video of our podcast as well. So if you want to see our smiling faces talking about what you should and should not eat at Disney, then you should visit our YouTube channel at Neverland Navigation Co. And there you'll be able to see a recording of this podcast. But if you don't want to see us and you just want to listen to us on your car ride or while you're walking around or while you're doing your taxes, then you can. We still appreciate you.
Oh, totally.
You know, you're still in my heart. No matter what they say.
How many Disney songs can we reference in 2 minutes?
It's like a medley. It's like a mega mix.
All right.
Anyway, this topic is actually near and dear to my heart because until recently I was not a sit-down girl. I was a quick service only type of lady.
And then you learned that you were missing out.
I was. There are some dining experiences where the sit-down is like totally worth it, and those are some of the best meal memories you're gonna have.
Absolutely.
It also had to do with the fact that I was broke as a joke for a long time, so like quick serve was the way to go.
Yeah.
But in doing that, I've like curated the list of like the good ones and the bad ones. You know what I mean? Like anyone does when you spend a lot of time.
Yeah. You should not be coming on a Disney World vacation and thinking, oh, I'm not really here for the food.
You are. You should be.
You should be. If you're not, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah. That's a big part of a complaint that some people have about Disney World is that the food is so bad and overpriced. And guess what?
You're doing it wrong.
It is in a lot of places.
It is in a lot of places.
But if you do your research like you're doing right now,
by listening,
the most fun research of all, listening to our podcast, then you can actually learn how to A, get bang for your buck,
right,
and then B, know where you're going to eat to have a meal experience that doesn't literally leave a bad taste in your mouth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we will have future podcasts where we talk about sit-down restaurants because that has been our thing lately. We've been doing a lot of sit-down restaurant reviews that we post on YouTube. Yeah.
Right. And those have been, don't get me wrong, those have been a lot of fun.
Amazing.
And actually, it's very educational for me to learn that there are some dishes at some of the restaurants at Walt Disney World that I like at some restaurants, and then you order the same thing at another sit-down restaurant that's bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, not only are we learning what restaurants are good and what's not, but we're also learning what to order, and hopefully we can pass that on to y'all, and that's also kind of, we're going to talk about some of that on this list as well, because we're going to go through Disney Springs, and we're going to go through each of the parks, and we're going to tell you what is our most preferred quick service and our least preferred.
Right. Because we were talking about this earlier, and as much as we like the sit-down options, if you're coming for a vacation, you can't do a sit-down for every meal. It just eats up too much of your time. So,
and money.
Yes. So you have to have some quick serve options that are good, but quick.
And luckily they're available. They exist. Yeah. You just have to know which they are, and now you're going to know.
But it's funny because I feel like for every good one, there's like 4 or 5 bad ones.
Yeah. I feel like that's why Disney World has the bad food reputation.
Right.
Because the number of terrible frozen hamburgers for $10 totally outweighs the it's like you have to mine for the magic. You have to know what you're doing, figure it out.
Right.
But we've done it for you.
We have, and it's getting better, don't you think?
It is. With every new restaurant that opens,
it's a little bit better.
The quality kind of the scale starts to weigh.
And I think that before a lot of the restaurants were featuring the same thing at every restaurant. And I understand from they're getting all of their food brought in and you know, I get it, but
also for us, how many hot dogs can I eat?
I don't,
you know what I mean? For such a long time, everything at Disney World was hot dogs, hamburgers and chicken tenders.
Chicken nuggets.
People want more than that.
That's that bad reputation.
They're catching on, though.
Yes.
It's turning around.
Every new one has been great.
There are a lot of things to complain about, and a lot of people do at Disney World with the way things are nowadays today. But the
food doesn't have to be one of them.
When you're looking for bright spots, that is one that Disney is kind of catching on, that as they open new restaurants, that some of them can be good quality, immersive experiences for a reasonable price.
Right.
You know, they're getting on the ball.
And when I go on a vacation, it is all about food.
Yeah.
And I want the food to be the best ever.
Morgan and I are big into like food being part of the experience.
Yes.
Like that is like a landmark part. Just as much as I love a favorite ride, a meal, and sometimes a meal is even more important, because that's like, you're not having a conversation on the roller coaster, but you're really getting to connect with your family or your friends,
right,
or whoever you're at the parks with, and you're getting to make like real memories.
And if you're coming for a week, you could probably do every ride in every park, but you cannot do every restaurant, so you have to know what you want to do before you get here.
The options at Walt Disney World feel endless for food. We've been going for over 20 years, and we haven't
done everything.
We haven't cracked everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, we're not even halfway there, probably.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? We probably are halfway there.
Probably over halfway there, but especially between the two of us. Between the two of us, we've tried almost everything, I would say. But
together.
I mean, decades.
Yeah, right.
And recently, I mean, we go every week and we eat, you know.
Yeah, so you're welcome. We're gonna share our wealth of knowledge with you today, and we're gonna start not in the parks, but in the often visited Disney Springs. Disney Springs
is fantastic, because even if you have a day that you don't want to pay for a ticket, or you live in Florida and you want to go, it's great.
This is, I would say, the must-do for your travel day, for your non-park day, for your rest and relaxation day.
Yeah.
Or if you are leaving early from one of the parks because you're only doing a half day at one of the parks, and you want to go, have something to do at night. I feel like Disney Springs is a really good option for that, so you should definitely check it out if that is part. If you're not doing go 4 days, 4 theme parks like a mad person, if you're not doing that and you've got a little breathing room in your vacation, I would say Disney Springs is worth the check out.
Absolutely. Yes. And Disney Springs probably has the best restaurants.
Yeah, I would say some of your best options in Walt Disney World are at Disney Springs. So if you're, there for the food, if you're a foodie type person, then if you're not going to Disney Springs, you're actually missing out.
You are missing out, yeah. And I think World of Disney.
Oh, yeah.
I would go for World of Disney, especially like for the holidays. Yeah, everything's there.
And it's also with their little remodel that they did of World of Disney. I just love it in there.
It's beautiful.
They've got like projections, and they've got fun like decorations that are all like artist themed. And it's so fun.
Yeah.
All right. Without further ado, I guess should we start with the worst? Start with the bad news. I guess we should. All right. Disney Springs, Morgan. What is your least recommended quick serve?
Okay, this might be controversial, but and here's why. Because this is a quick serve restaurant that is attached to a full service restaurant, and the full service restaurant is amazing. Definitely highly recommend. But the quick service restaurant at Morimoto's, that's my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never tried this. I can't wait to hear.
There are only a couple of things on the menu.
Like what? What are some of them?
There are bao buns, which are good. That's in the restaurant. That's my favorite thing. But in the quick serve, it's just not as good. Or maybe when we've gone, they've been pre-made or something like that.
Do you think it's a little bit of like expectation versus reality that puts it so low on your list? You're like, oh, it's Morimoto. It's going to be amazing.
That's probably has a lot to do with it. Here's another thing. It's only outdoor seating. There are like 8 tables.
In Florida, that's a no-no.
Outdoor seating's a no for me.
Yeah, no. It's like, why do I want to melt? Even at night in Disney Springs, not only is it hot, but there are also like mosquitoes, and there's also, it's so loud.
Yes.
The hustle and bustle of all the tourists passing through. It is, for me, I would much rather eat inside.
Yeah.
So outdoor seating only to me is kind of, it automatically takes some points right off the bat.
And this one was really hard for me because when we get to our favorite our favorite sit downs, that's going to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
crazy, right?
It is crazy that they're like operating under the same brand out of the same building, and the quality would be so different.
I wish it was just like, oh, these are a few options from our like appetizer menu inside, but it doesn't seem to be that.
That's
good.
what it should be, because really, don't you think anytime a restaurant that has a sit down and is also doing a quick service, it's like an advertisement for the sit down.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, take a little taste of this, and you're gonna love it so much that next time you're here, you're gonna want to get a reservation.
Right, but this felt like an afterthought to me, and the menu is just so small.
Cash grab.
And it's it feels overpriced. So.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
I have never eaten there, but it is unfortunate to me that the brand.
Well, we'll try it next time and see what you think.
Yeah, that the brand of Morimoto would like compromise their quality.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Right. They also seem to close early. Like the couple of times we've gone by, it's crazy. Anyway, go on.
The Morimoto quick serve is something I've kind of walked by and thought, oh, that's probably going to be great.
Well, that's and like you said with the expectation, that's how I felt too. So that could be part of it.
Yeah.
And I haven't tried every quick serve at Disney Springs because there are like 100.
So many. Yeah. That's what Disney Springs is all about. Is so many options for dining and restaurants.
So I certainly could wind up trying something that I like less, but since the ones that I've tried are ones that I've been super interested in. You know, when I say worst, I don't mean like terrible. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, my least recommended, I have a lot less to say about it, but it's just Wetzel's Pretzels, because why are you eating that in Disney Springs?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little bit like...
See, I haven't tried a Wetzel's Pretzel in Disney Springs, because why would you?
Exactly. It's the Auntie Anne's whatever, you know? Like, it's just not worth... If you're in Disney Springs, try something that you won't get at your local mall, I feel...
Right, because there's so many options.
There's so many better options. It's like the people who are eating at, I'm sure we're going to name some of these restaurants in the theme parks, like worse quality food than like a McDonald's sometimes.
That's what
you're eating on your theme park vacation. You're paying hundreds and hundreds, thousands of dollars for. Like, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
If you're eating at Wetzel's Pretzels in Disney Springs, you're also doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. So, not that it's bad for a mall food court or whatever. It's just it's bad for Disney Springs because there's so many better options.
Sure. They're not even Mickey shaped, right?
Lame. Come on, Wetzel. At least make it Mickey shaped.
Yeah. If I'm gonna eat a pretzel,
it better look like a hot air balloon. In Disney Springs if you're gonna put it there. And there are two.
That's funny.
So you have two options to fail at Disney Springs. Anytime you're eating a Wetzel's pretzel.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
But there are good options in Disney Springs.
So many good options.
What's your best?
So I put 2 down, but
Me too.
Okay. All right.
It's a tie because there's Disney Springs more than anywhere else. There's so many good options.
Yes.
I couldn't pick just one.
Oh my gosh.
Because these two are neck and neck for me for quick serve.
Okay, so one of mine is Polite Pig. Is that on your list? I knew it would be. We did a review of Polite Pig, and it was almost everything. Like 98% of what we got, we were like blown away by.
It was really I would say it was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Like I kind of was surprised that they could capture that like home cooking quality, like good barbecue, local spot level quality.
And high flavor. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that was a problem with Disney before.
Yeah, everything's bland.
Yes. Right, like they're afraid of flavor because they don't want somebody that can't. Yeah.
They have to make it vanilla for like the 5-year-olds and the people from wherever that you know, they're afraid of spice or afraid of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this was not that. Super flavorful.
Yeah, really.
Everything was really well done. Everything was really fresh.
Way more hits than misses on the menu.
Yes.
Yeah. Polite Pig, and this is a Michelin recognized now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's so Michelin introduced this program where it's not Michelin stars, but it's Michelin accredited.
Is that for just like quick serve types?
I think so, yeah, and I think that Polite Pig was the only thing in Disney World that received one.
Amazing.
So that
tells you something.
It speaks to the fact that this is the real deal.
Yep.
So if you're eating a Wetzel pretzel, put it down and go to the Polite Pig and get yourself
that's quick
the
serve.
Slider platter. I'm hungry right now.
Yeah. You don't need a reservation. Do it.
Yeah, and if the wait...
There's plenty of indoor seating.
Yeah, there is plenty of indoor seating, and that one I actually don't mind that it's a little on the louder side inside, because I actually feel like that helps the barbecue joint kind of atmosphere.
Ambiance, for sure.
It adds to, what's your second one then?
Oh, my second one is Oh my gosh, I always get confused between which is the name of the quick serve and which is the name of the sit down in Ireland, but it's either Raglan Road or Cooks of Dublin.
Cooks of Dublin is the quick serve, I think.
Then that's what I put on
Cooks
there
of
because
Dublin.
I love their fish and chips.
Really?
Yeah, but you've got to love fish and chips because that's like all they have.
You know, people rave about the fish and chips at Epcot. Is this a similar quality?
Yes, or better.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I like fish and chips, and it's for the reason that I like malt vinegar.
I know. I like malt vinegar too.
That to me is like, you know how people are like, do you like lobster or do you just like the taste of melted butter? Like for me, I like fish and chips because I like the taste of malted vinegar so much.
Oh, that's interesting.
But like a good quality fish and chips, I feel like I have to try.
They also have a good quality tartar sauce, which is weird. Like it's a homemade. There's something extra to it. I don't know.
It must be if it's sticking out in your mind. Because like if you're just eating tartar sauce, who cares?
I don't even care about. I almost always just do malt vinegar with fish and never even mess with the tartar sauce. But this one was so good. It was something special.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited next time we go to Disney Springs because I feel like I have to.
That one is hard to get a seat. Though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it outdoor only or is it?
No, it's both. But there are like.
But if you want to sit inside, you gotta fight for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you wait for it, or you just luck out. There are like maybe 8 tables inside. It's small.
But honestly, when I go to Disney Springs, that kind of is my expectation on a busy day anyway. That I'm gonna have to kind of put my patient pants on and figure out how to get a seat. So that doesn't really bother me that much.
Well, that's good.
My other number one. This is a little surprising because I'm like the president of the anti-chicken nugget chicken tender campaign is Chicken Guy.
Okay, I haven't tried it yet.
This is Guy Fieri's sit down or quick serve restaurant. There's indoor and outdoor seating, but I almost always have to sit down inside because this is, or sit outside because this is super popular.
Right.
So it does lose a couple points for me for like the fact that I almost always have to sit outside, but it's not the chicken. The chicken is really good here. That does it for me. Or the french fries or any of that stuff. It's the sauces.
Well,
because the whole idea of the restaurant is it's got a whole wall of all these different sauces that you can get with your chicken.
Yeah.
And you can get as many as you want. They're like 50 cents, and I always get like 5 or 10 or whatever, however many we want to split with my fiance.
Yeah.
And they are so good and so well made, and the quality of the fried chicken is really good that it like blows away any of the like boring, awful chicken tender stuff going on all over Walt Disney World.
See, and that's why I hadn't tried it because I'm like,
who cares? Chicken. And I know I just said Wetzel's Pretzels. What are you doing?
Yeah, but this isn't the chicken; it's the sauce.
The sauce actually elevates it to a more unique experience where you're trying all these different things. I'm talking. They've got like some weird sauces, like peri peri type sauces and mango. Like,
did they let you try them before you pick?
No, they have the wall of the sauces so that you can kind of see what they're like, and they describe the flavors of them a little bit. But they're so cheap that you just kind of want to try anything that sounds appealing to you. So I end up
get a bunch for the table.
Right. Get a bunch for the table, and that it's almost like a little game for your meal of like what sauce is best for your chicken, and it just makes for a really fun, easy, because the fact that it is like fried chicken and chicken sandwiches and all that stuff, it relaxes you because it makes it like an easy breezy kind of like casual thing, but then the sauces make it fun and they add an extra layer of, like we talk about, flavor. It adds specific interesting flavors to your meal that you don't get from you know, your standard fast food.
I'm all about
stuff.
the sauce, you
know?
Yeah,
me too. And that's why when I saw that the main draw of this was that they curated all of these special one-of-a-kind sauces for this chicken, I was like, I'm sold. And Tyler and I my fiance and I really enjoy it every time we go. So it makes the list for me. It's surprising to me because I never thought that a chicken place could possibly get up there for me, but it does. I would say Polite Pig is a little bit higher on my list just because of the quality, but I have to put Chicken Guy up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it is one of my faves.
Yeah, this would be probably the only place you would recommend chicken tenders.
Yeah. I honestly, it probably is because it's really well done and because of the sauces.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's really intriguing to me. We should definitely try it.
Absolutely.
So
I tried to get Morgan. We were going to review it, and I was like, okay, we can do that, but we all have to wear shirts with flames on them. And
what did you say? Frost our hair?
Frosted tips. Like, get frosted tips.
I was like, no, thanks.
Morgan, I'm the fun one. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you are. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, she didn't go for it, but stay tuned. Maybe I'll get her to do it one day.
Yeah.
When we get 5,000 listeners of this podcast, we'll try Chicken Guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just as Guy Fieri.
You can dress as Guy Fieri.
See what I mean, America?
This is what he has to deal with. Me resisting dressing up like
It's okay.
Guy
My
Fieri.
fiance was also like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
So you're not
Tyler
alone.
was with me. He's like, I'm not doing that either.
It's me. I'm the problem. I recognize it. It's fine. All right, we're gonna go into the parks.
Okay, where do you want to start?
You ready? Let's start in Animal Kingdom.
Sure.
We'll do newest first. Animal Kingdom's the baby.
Okay.
You know.
Yes.
Do you want to? Should I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. My worst quick serve. We're not talking about table service. You're walking up. You're ordering. My least favorite of all of them is Restaurantosaurus.
Oh, mine too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Restaurantosaurus is like in a trailer,
Yeah. I mean, I
and that's just the beginning.
okay. The thing I will give to this restaurant is that there is indoor seating.
And there is a
And it is
story,
themed.
which is like it's like the student, the what do you call that? The people who get bones.
They get what?
Bones, paleontology.
Oh,
It's like the
there you go.
paleontology students mess hall or whatever is the theme. in there.
Yeah.
It's a
So
loose
it's got-
theme.
It's better than nothing as far as theming goes. I
But
mean,
the theme in there kind of matches to me like the Chester and Hester Dinorama
Yes.
in that it's intentional, I guess, but it looks cheap and bad.
Right.
And I don't love to be in there. I get a cup of
I
free
would
water
be
from
fine.
there.
I would be fine with the theme. My issue is the bland, boring theme park of olden days. Food.
It is a sin in a theme park to be boring. Mm-hmm. The food is boring.
I have gotten to the point where even though if you do a burger correctly and it's a really great burger with really interesting elements to it, I would like that. But I have gotten to the point where I hardly want to order a burger anywhere in Disney World anymore because
You can get it anywhere.
You can.
Now, there are some unique burgers around Disney World. People say that Deluxe Burger in Disney Springs is really good.
We haven't tried it. Have you tried it?
No, but I know that some of the burgers at Connections and Epcot are really interesting
That's true.
and unique. So those might be worth a try, but your standard, like, cheeseburger
Right.
anywhere in Walt Disney World for me is a no.
Right. Same.
Snap out of it.
Yeah. You can do better.
Figure it out, and we will do better.
Yes.
Because my best at Animal Kingdom, and let me say, the quick service at Animal Kingdom is kind of poppin'. They've got like good options for a couple of different windows where you can get some really good food. The number one for me though is Satuli Canteen in Pandora.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is new-ish
Right,
because
right.
Pandora opened in 2017. So this is right by Flight of Passage, right at the exit to Flight of Passage.
Talk about indoor seating. There is
about-
so much.
It is like a mall food court
Yeah.
seating area.
If you need air conditioning, this is the one to go to.
And honestly, that does a lot for me.
Me too.
In terms of like,
Also, this one's themed really well. This was one of the two that I had down for my top two.
Yeah,
But
this is like deeply themed, definitely fits into the story that they're
Pandora,
trying to
right.
tell with Pandora over there. And the food is otherworldly. You can't get it anywhere else.
Sure.
And that to me is what is the makings of good theme park food.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also approachable for people who need to have some comfort food for their families. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's a fine line that they're walking at Disney because it has to be interesting enough to be one of a kind
Right.
for me, but it also has to be familiar enough for it to be approachable.
for it not to scare people off.
Yeah, right. And they do that. Like, they've got the cheeseburger pods, which are kind of a unique presentation
Yeah.
of a staple, and they're more flavorful and cooked better than the other hamburger options. But they've also got these interesting salads where you can get
Bowls, yeah.
the boba balls on them, and you can get it as a salad, you can get it as a bowl. It's almost like a Chipotle type
build your own bowl.
experience.
Points for being a little healthier too.
Points for some healthy options.
You
Points
can't
for
eat
originality.
hamburgers and French fries for 5 days and feel good. So
No, you
this is
can't.
good.
If you're there for the long haul, like you're doing your marathon vacation, you're gonna want to find your little spots of like healthy eating. And hey, if you're looking
At least a step in the right
and
direction.
sometimes you're stuck because you're like, okay, so I guess that means I'm gonna get this boring salad somewhere.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to. And one of the ways that you cannot do that is to eat at Santulli.
Yes. I will say, though, my favorite thing there, and I don't know if you've tried this, probably because it's like cult favorite, is the I think it's blueberry cheesecake.
Right, yeah.
So, not healthy, but
but
very pretty.
That dessert is like jaw-droppingly cool looking.
Yes.
And it's good.
It fits in with the Pandora theme. You know what I mean?
Right. They've got good options.
It's blue and yellow. You'd have to see a picture of it.
I want to eat there now. You know, I would go to Pandora just for that.
Yeah. The other one on my list was Flame Tree, but I will say Flame Tree barbecue at Animal Kingdom is not as good as Polite Pig.
Right.
So, but that being said, it is good barbecue. There's no indoor seating, but you can get some pretty amazing views of the river.
Water.
Yeah.
That to me makes Flame Tree.
We have watched one of the water shows that's not there anymore.
Rivers of Light.
Yes, from that seating area, and it was just a really awesome, experience.
That's amazing. Yeah.
On the negative side, because it's the seating is kind of like back in the like wilderness. There's a lot of like big birds walking around and begging from you and stuff like that.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But it is covered. There's a lot of covered seating back there.
And you're exposed to the elements. I mean, that is, there's covered dining there. Like you can sit up, they've got like a gazebo type thing going on over there.
Yes.
That you can sit
a few of those.
Yeah, it's not all covered seating.
Yeah, when you first walk back there to go to where you're going to sit, you might not realize that if you keep walking, it branches off into a bunch of different sitting areas, which is really nice.
Branches like a tree.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it makes it so you're not like kind of shoved in. It's not loud. It's kind of peaceful.
Yeah. It's more quiet.
It is. You can kind of be on your own.
So like quality wise, it's not quite to like Polite Pig or even I don't think even necessarily to Santulli, but because of its convenience and because it is a better quality meal than like a chicken nugget moment, then I think
it's not a hamburger.
Yeah.
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 This smell always sucks me in when we are walking back there.
Right?
It smells so good.
They really do that well, enticing you to, to stop in. Tyler and I have gotten food there a couple times, and every time we have at least enjoyed the fact that it is flavorful.
Yes. Back when the Disney dining plan was a thing, it was also the best value quick serve back there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, if dining plan comes back, I will be all over telling you guys how to get the best value, because you can get a quick serve meal for $20 at Flame Tree, which I'm not saying that's what you should get if you're paying cash for it, but on the dining plan,
you got to make the most of it.
Yeah, that was a $20 one credit quick serve. So anyway.
Yeah. Hey, Animal Kingdom, you've got a couple of good choices there, and people also
there's a couple bad choices, but I think Pizzafari is changing, right?
Right. I don't think it's a restaurant right now.
Yeah, I thought I heard that they're changing it to something else.
Right now, I have not tried, but people say that the Yak and Yeti quick service is to die for.
Yes, we've gotten fried rice from there before, and it was really good. But I haven't sat down and gotten an entire meal from back there. I also think they've got Dole Whip or something similar back there. I know that you can get Dole Whip in Animal Kingdom now, which for a long time, the only place you could get it was in Magic Kingdom. So it's kind of nice that there's a secondary park.
No, it's everywhere, even in Disney Springs.
It's true. It's true. Now. Yeah.
They've really diluted that brand.
Yeah.
All right, should we move?
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. We're moving to one of my
Hollywood
favorites,
Studios?
Hollywood Studios.
Because you're going in age.
In recency, yeah. Now, Hollywood Studios, I would say this is other than... I shouldn't say. I was going to say, this is where this is where there's the most bad quick service, but there's bad quick service everywhere.
I would say 5 years ago, there wasn't nothing good at Hollywood Studios as far as quick service
even
goes.
like 3 years ago, there was like nothing to eat at Hollywood Studios that transcended McDonald's quality.
For real.
In fact, it was so bad that every time that my friends and I would go into Hollywood Studios, we would bring food.
Oh wow!
We'd bring.
I would just make sure I knew I'm not eating here.
We would rather go to Wendy's and then go watch the Beauty and the Beast show and bring our, like, we would rather bring McDonald's into the park and just eat that than pay $20 for a terrible quick serve.
Yes.
Now,
it's a little better.
They've got one.
Well, they have one of my favorites, yeah.
It's so sad, but they've only got, like, 2 decent quick services in all of Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Or, actually, they've got 3, I should say.
Are you counting?
We'll talk about all of them.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, go with your least then. Or unless you want me to. But
yeah, you start. What's your...
Okay, well, I mean, like I just said, there is so much bad that I could really say anything that was built before, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I wrote down Rosie's All-American Cafe.
Yeah.
Because they serve burgers.
That's what
outdoor seating.
I just put Sunset Boulevard.
Sunset Boulevard. At first, that's what I wrote down.
It's 3 stands.
Catalina
Eddie's, which is the pizza. Rosie's All-American, which is the burgers. And Fairfax Fare, which is the hot dogs.
Yes.
All trash.
Right. And I have heard that they've added some newer stuff that we haven't tried yet to one of them.
I've been there recently and it was trash.
Okay, well then, hey.
I was there with my friend Tori from out of town. We went and got a burger. One of us got like a hot dog salad thing.
Why?
It was a long story. It was about to rain and we couldn't run to... I was like, we should just run to Toy Story Land and we should just go to Woody's Lunchbox because for whatever reason, Galaxy's... we were going to Galaxy's Edge later. We were going to get a Ronto wrap on the way out. So we didn't want to go to Galaxy's Edge and wanted to go to Woody's Lunchbox because they've got a few decent options there. And they were like, no, it's going to rain. Let's go here. And I was like, well, I'm not going to fight about it, but I'm not happy about that.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to celebrate you getting a personal pizza right now.
Right. There have been times back in the day where we would just realize we were starving while we were at Hollywood Studios, and then you're kind of stuck, and man, it's just never good. You would think if you were starving, it would
Here's where
be good.
not to eat. Anywhere on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah. ABC Commissary is not good.
And Backlot Express.
Backlot Express, all the same
Theming
garbage.
is kind of cool, but that's...
Then just pop in there and take some pictures. Don't.
Right, get a water, because you can get free water in all of these places.
It's all they're good for.
Yeah, ABC Commissary, same thing.
You're no good. You're only good for your free cup of water. But hey, they've gotten a couple good... And I pretty much just talked about them accidentally. But
no, that's okay.
Woody's Lunchbox, which is the quick serve in Toy Story Land, they've got a few good options. Now...
I haven't tried Woody's Lunchbox.
For picky people, though, it can be tough because their best thing that people like from there is their Monte Cristo sandwich.
Oh, I love a Monte Cristo.
Oh, you should try it. It's good. It's good.
We tried their makeshift Pop-Tart.
I was going to say the other thing that people like, and they've got tachos. Tater tot nachos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And people like that.
Okay.
So, those are... That's why it's not my favorite, though, is because...
What's on tachos?
It's like sour cream and chives and cheese.
Okay.
It's not mind-blowing.
No. Yeah, tater tots with stuff on it seems like such a cheap meal. But whatever.
Oh, we got one to split, and then we each got a Monte Cristo. Okay. So we each got a sandwich, and then we shared the tachos, and that was fine. But you do feel like... Oh my gosh, I'm a bucket of grease because that is all like greasy fried.
Sure.
Like there's no safe haven of like a good, even like a baked potato or like something that is fried. Real food. Like there's none of that. Yeah. That does not exist at Woody's Lunchbox. That's why it doesn't make it to number one for me.
Okay.
But it is a better option than Backlot garbage.
Oh gosh.
Sunset. Barf, all of that stuff bad. But number one, what's yours?
I put anywhere you can get a Ronto wrap because there are two. Yeah. There are two places right now that you can
Ronto Roasters is the main.
Oh, Roaster.
Yeah. Yeah. Ronto. No. Roasters is the restaurant. So the Ronto wrap is... We can agree.
Yes.
That's the best thing you can eat.
Oh my gosh, it's
Quick
so
service
flavorful.
At Hollywood
so
Studios.
This is like a hot dog. It's like a Star Wars themed hot dog.
In a pita.
Yes, but it's not a hot dog because it's really flavorful.
It's like a sausage almost.
It is.
It's a sausage in a pita with this really good like peppercorn type sauce. Mm-hmm. and some veggies. And it
so
is
flavorful.
It is so good. It's got that smoked meat flavor and the creaminess of the sauce and the freshness of the veggies and the soft, warm pita.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And they serve it with like vegetable chips, like they're almost like plantain chips.
Yeah.
So good. Such a better option than like some trash like Lay's, you know.
Sure, or
Which
like
is-
plain burger.
Not that there's anything wrong with those things. They are what they are. If you enjoy them, this is not me telling you that you have bad taste.
Right.
But I'm telling you, if you're looking for an elevated, memorable
Or something that
dining
you
experience.
can't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
My issue with burgers and Lay's potato chips is that you can have them at home.
Yeah. And like, listen, I get it. I'm not saying you're trash if you eat those things.
Yeah.
I'm not, because
Right.
you know, if
Everybody's
you-
different. We
if
know
you've
what
got
we're talking
picky
about is
eaters,
subjective.
If you are a picky eater, I'm not telling you that you can't listen to this podcast anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I am telling you, if you are a person who's looking for that one-of-a-kind, memorable
Right.
experience, which, by the way, no matter what you get, you're paying for. If you get that burger and fries, it's not McDonald's prices, girl. Like, you're paying $20 for that.
Right.
So-
And a Ronto wrap is not that. I mean, it's the same price or less than a burger and fries.
And you're getting such a better value.
More flavor.
So normally it's at Ronto
that's
Roasters.
That's a themed meal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's
It's like
in the-
Star Wars themed.
Yeah, it's one of a kind.
Right.
And like that is at Ronto Roasters, which is like under the covered marketplace section of Galaxy's Edge. But when Ronto Roasters is closed,
I was
which
gonna say
happens for some reason,
last time we went there, they told us to go somewhere else.
it's in the docking bay. So like docking bay is the covered indoor restaurant. And actually, when I go, I hope
that it's
that
there.
the docking bay is closed.
Yeah.
Because that means, or I hope that Ronto Roasters is closed, because that means they'll have the Ronto wrap in the docking bay.
Right.
And that means I can get my Ronto wrap and I can get my vegetable chips and I can sit inside and eat.
Sit inside
And
and
that is
in this
the-
themed area.
That is the peak 1 in a million
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios dining experience,
Yeah.
is eating your Ronto wrap inside.
Right.
It's sad that it has to be that.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Because I wish there was some indoor dining for Ronto Roasters.
Right.
But that is honestly the best.
Do you consider the tap house back there quick serve?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
But, like, the only thing you can get to eat there is a
Charcuterie board.
charcuterie board.
Well, and
right?
that's the same with Oga's.
And the charcuterie board from Baseline Tap House
It's good.
Is good.
Yeah.
It is overpriced.
Of course.
But
I've never met a charcuterie board that wasn't overpriced.
I'd love to meet her. I love a charcuterie board,
Yeah.
and I'm sad that they're overpriced. But hey, here's a fun tip on the side. Baseline Tap House, they've got some like on-tap sodas there, and it's free refills.
Oh, wow.
So that is good to know.
Also, you can pop in there and get water from like a
They've got a spigot,
yes.
They've
So
got-
you don't even have to go up and wait in line and ask for water.
cups, and a spigot.
Like, love that. They
That-
should have it everywhere.
I tell Morgan that if Disney cared about us,
you guys say that.
that they would have one of those at the entrance to every single ride.
Yeah.
And a bathroom in every ride. But that's for another time.
Yeah. We'll get there. Maybe.
Well, hey, congrats to Hollywood Studios for getting some dining
Yeah.
options that are worth your $15.
Finally.
Yeah. Thank you, Disney, for listening for that. We appreciate it. All right, should we hop over to
Epcot?
Epcot?
Sure.
Did I go first last time? Does it even matter?
It doesn't matter.
All right. Why don't you go first this time?
Okay. My least favorite Epcot quick serve is the like food court area at the land.
Really?
Yeah.
That's going to be controversial.
Okay. Well, hey.
Some people think that's where you get your healthy options.
The healthy options that they have there taste like TV dinners, though, to me.
Work.
You like it?
I haven't had their healthy options.
Have you had their non-healthy options?
They recently have introduced.
Well, what do they have that's healthy? Maybe I haven't.
It's like they've got like salads, and they've also got.
I didn't really order a salad at Disney.
They've got wraps. I think they've got like a one. You know how it's food court style.
Yeah.
One of the food court style booth things is like it's like wraps and like a rice bowl thing. Those are their like healthy people. See, when I'm at Disney World, that's when I'm thinking I don't really, because I'm never there for 5 days in a row.
Yeah.
Because we're local pass holders,
Sure.
spoiled pop in, pop out type people. I'm not there thinking I need to get the healthiest option right now. I'm thinking I need to get what I enjoy most.
Right.
So when I'm at Sunshine Seasons, they recently have introduced, they've got like this pizza roll wrap thing.
Okay, I haven't been there in a few years, so if they've changed it and updated some stuff, fine. But
if I'm on the Future World side of things and I'm too far away from where I want to eat and I want a quick snack, that's the only thing I'll eat at Sunshine.
Over the years, I have tried a few things from that food court area, and I was always disappointed.
And I've heard it's gone down in quality. So if you haven't enjoyed it before, now you really probably don't like it. Yeah. Now,
well, maybe we need to review it so we can see, but...
Oh, listen, I'm not going to fight the Sunshine Seasons battle. I don't think I would ever choose to eat, like, a meal there. But some people enjoy it, and listen, that's fine. But it doesn't get my recommendation.
Yeah, right.
What gets your recommendation for number one?
Connections.
Me too.
Wow, isn't that crazy with all of the different world options?
I was just going to say, now, here's an honorable mention. The patisserie in France.
Yes.
That is a good quick serve.
That is a good place for a snack for me.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Is that the truth about it is that if you want macaroons, but they also have some good, like they've got like a ham and cheese croissant in there. That's good. It's
I cannot go in there without buying something sweet, like a pastry or a macaroon. So it always winds up being like a sweet snacky dessert thing. And there are a few of those in Epcot.
But the quality is good and affordable.
Have you had a sandwich there? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I've had some like actual food there. It was good. It's not top of the line, and it's also not always the most fresh. So for those reasons, it doesn't make my list, but it does make my honorable mention.
Sure.
Also, people say, and I'm dying to try it, but I should give it a shout out. There's a pizza counter quick serve.
I haven't tried it either.
In the Italy Pavilion called Via Napoli, that's got their pizza counter, and people say that that's the best pizza in Walt Disney World. So I'm not telling you that it is the number one for me because I haven't tried it, but I am saying that at least it should get consideration from you.
Sure. Yeah, we'll try it.
My number one is also Connections, and honestly, for me, it's about the variety of bold flavors.
Yes, and I mean, Connections just opened, like 2 months ago? 3?
Very new.
Yes.
Right before Guardians opened.
Right. Gosh, it might be 3 or 4. Anyway, yes, we tried a bunch of different things there, and everything was it just wasn't the bland, basic...
Yeah, they've got interesting burgers. Like they had a Baja burger and they had a Southwest burger.
Right.
Now, disclaimer here. They have recently updated the menu.
Right.
I've heard burgers have gone. I've heard the pizza...
Completely?
They've cut some burgers.
Okay.
And I've heard the pizza is different now. So... I need to go back and pop in. We need to try it again and make sure that everything is up to the level that we left it at. I'm hoping, because I love it in there so much.
Yeah.
But when we did try it when it first opened, and we have many times since, the diversity of flavors and the not being afraid to put like a fun like kind of spicy sauce on something like that is what I live for.
Right. Absolutely.
With the food at Disney.
Yes.
It's like when they are willing to think outside the box, put a slaw, put a sauce, put a weird pickle something on it. You know, that kind of stuff is exciting to me.
Right.
And they did that there.
And they had that waffle that they had for dessert, which was like a dessert waffle. That was so fun.
So good.
Yeah.
So nice.
A milkshake we got was made from gelato.
Yeah.
It was like a gelato apple pie.
And you were like, this is an apple pie.
It tasted like Christmas, actually, because of the like cinnamon and nutmeg and stuff that was in it.
Isn't that so great?
Yeah.
I love that. And it's not super expensive. It isn't affordable. So,
and again, a lot of indoor seating.
And maybe part of the reason I love it is because everyone hated the food at the Electric Umbrella so much. Yeah. And this replaced that location.
Right.
That this like kind of blew. I was kind of expecting like whatever, but it blew my mind. It was so good. And also big points for tons of seating everywhere. And it has tons of seating and it's still really busy. Yeah. And that might be because of its location. It's in a really good location.
Right.
But also I think it kind of speaks to the fact that people kind of know that this is good. I
Yeah.
also like the vibe in there. It's a little... It is a little mall. It's a little airport. It's a little college campus.
Sure.
But it is like fun retro Epcot to me.
Right.
It's got a huge mural that wraps around the eatery
Colorful,
side, not the Starbucks side. Right. And it's got like a bunch of fun pops of color in the design. It's got some cool futuristic, retro, angular shapes going on with like the decor and the architecture, and I'm into it.
Yeah.
Like Connections. When we go to Epcot, Connections is home base.
Yeah. We always start there.
We plan what we're going to do. We plan what we're going to film because, that's who we are. But we'll buy a drink. We'll get a cup of water. We'll get a snack. Like, we'll get a waffle. Connections is that's our safe space in Epcot. Right. And it's also the Starbucks. And
it's also the Starbucks
need coffee to function. So sometimes we are in that Starbucks line.
Yeah.
And that's a good Starbucks because the line moves quick and they're very efficient with the process.
And it doesn't feel stuffy in there because the ceilings are so high.
So wide open.
Yeah.
And it's pretty in there.
Yeah,
Even the sign itself in there, the huge menu board is really pretty in there.
Yeah.
So they went the extra mile for details.
Yeah.
We appreciate that kind of stuff. As people who are there and have to look at it all the time.
Yeah.
It feels really nice and rewarding when Disney goes the extra mile to make it special.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the barbecue in America?
Oh my gosh, this was a contender for me.
Okay, so I haven't tried it yet, but I know you've said it was really good.
Regal Eagle Smokehouse, and you should know this about me. I love the Muppets with every ounce of my heart. Yeah. I'm obsessed with the Muppets. I have been for so long, and I love that this is like a subtly Muppets-themed thing. Morgan was like, is that Muppets themed? We had been in there, and she didn't even know because it's supposed to be kind of subtle, It's supposed to be like a nod to it without being like, the Muppets don't serve you your food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's not called Sam Eagle. Right. It's called Regal Eagle.
And he's barely in their little logo insignia thing. It's just kind of his outline or whatever. But I loved that, and I love they've got a bunch of different sauces in there that are really good. Here I go talking about sauce again. Like the sauce, but sauce makes the barbecue.
Yeah, sauce makes everything, I think. I think it's such a big thing because then if you don't want the bold flavor, then you just don't do the sauce.
Exactly.
But if you do, like we do,
flavor
then
in a cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really it is and when I say a cup, it's because it is they've got them in pumps. Okay. And then you pick which they've got a honey.
Is that free?
Yeah.
The sauce there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like they've got a honey barbecue sauce, they've got a more vinegar based one, they've got a bolder one, they've got like a couple different options, and they break down the flavors so you get to try all the ones that you want to try, and that's really awesome. And
this is semi-recent though, right?
This is pretty recent.
Yeah, because I've been there before and it was not great.
Okay, the American food used to suck.
It was terrible.
According to everyone.
Yeah.
But now they've also got a little counter out there that also used to be bad American style cuisine. Yeah. Now it's a bar, and I'm not a drinker, so I don't care, and you're not either.
Right.
But they've got an Arnold Palmer freeze thing that also is really good. It's not too sweet. It's just refreshing. And so total upgrade. So that to me, I would say honorable mention is Regal Eagle, because I would choose to eat there before many of the worse quick services available at Epcot, and they are plentiful.
Epcot gets points for having the most good options of all of the parks, in my opinion. There's a lot of good because Japan has a pretty good quick serve, and China has a pretty good quick serve, and then we haven't tried the pizza, but we've heard that's good, and then America is now good, and then you know what I mean?
Yeah, they are doing it.
Not to mention, you could almost make a case for the festival food being a quick serve option.
That's my honorable mention. Festival booths at Epcot. And they're only my honorable mention because, first of all, they're only there for a limited time, depending on the festival, and also because they are hit and miss. We have had some bad festival food that we've paid $7 for a tiny little disc of something, and we're like, what a waste that was.
In addition to the fact that you have to go to multiple of them, which means you have to stand in multiple lines, and you have to eat them outside.
In the
a lot
hot
of people
Florida
eat
sun.
On top of a trash can. It's not ideal.
It's not luxurious.
It's not romantic.
Yeah, no.
But
It can be fun.
But there are some really good options.
It's probably
and there are
a lot
some
more
really
fun if you're
bad
absolutely
options.
blasted, which a lot of people unfortunately do.
Yeah.
At Epcot, they just get loaded and they think it's a great time. But for me, I know what I like at the festivals each time they come around.
Yeah.
And there are things that I'm excited to try.
Yeah.
So I know how to kind of get the most of it, but that's why it's not number one, is because it's a little dangerous. Like you might spend $7 on a bite of something and it's bad.
Yeah, bad. And you waited sometimes 20 minutes in line for it, which the constant standing in lines is my issue with it.
Yeah.
I do understand why people love it. There are things about it that I love.
Yeah.
But the constant, like, okay, we're gonna stand in line to get 3 bites of food, then we're gonna go stand in line to get 3 more bites of food, and so on and so forth, just gets a little...
Yeah, it gets to be a little much, you know? And that kind of... It's unreliable, and for that reason, that's why I went with Connections.
Yeah.
Regal Eagle is also a good option.
Yeah.
My least favorite was the refreshment outpost.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thing. Don't worry about it.
How did that happen?
The refreshment outpost thing in the Africa section, just because it's literally like hot dogs and stuff. It's just it's not that one.
Completely forgotten about it.
It's not that one for any particular reason, other than it's just one of those that's just hot dogs and crap. You know?
It is just... Yes, it is just exactly the thing that we hate about theme park food, or the old theme park food, which is the boring, like, nothing to it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. That would definitely have been my least favorite if I had thought about it.
Right, it's just so bad it's not even on your radar.
Yeah, we have one park left.
Yeah, we have one park left. The one that started it all. Why don't you go first?
Okay, my least favorite, which, I mean, I feel like I've even mentioned this in another podcast, is the lunching pad.
Me too. Garbage.
Garbage.
Hot trash.
Garbage, and you're outside.
I would like to take this moment to apologize to my mother. Because when we were at Magic Kingdom, the last time that we were together there, she was starving, and she was like, I need to eat right now. And I was like, okay. So we ate at the lunching pad, and she got a chili cheese dog. Because that was one of the only things you could eat there.
Right? They're like...
And it was disgusting. She hated it.
Yeah.
She didn't even finish eating it. It was really, really gross. And
was probably out $12.
And we probably spent like $12 on it, and it was so bad, and we should have done anything else. But like...
Anything else, even Cosmic Rays would be better. At least you would be inside.
Cosmic Rays is also on my list of worst.
Oh, okay. Well, see, Cosmic Rays, for me, wouldn't make my worst, even though they do have kind of that bland, boring food, because I like the ambiance.
Yeah. Sunny Eclipse...
Nostalgic for me.
Is the best part of that whole experience. But I almost feel, and this is like a personal opinion, I almost feel that makes it worse. Because you have a good setting and terrible food.
Yeah.
So it's like you're drawing people in with the fun ambiance.
Right.
You're charging them $20.
Right.
And you're hitting them with garbage. So it's like a bait and switch.
Sure.
It's
A bait.
It sucks.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's really... And I know there are fans of Cosmic Rays who love it, and they eat there every single time.
But do you love it for the food, or do you love it for the ambiance?
It can't be for the food, right?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
You know, I haven't eaten there in a long time.
For good reason.
For a good reason. So, I mean, again, I could have been switched, but... Have you been there recently?
My friend Tori and I went there.
Tori apparently dragged you to a bunch of bad places.
2 years ago or 3 years ago, and it was disgusting. But one time we were there, and we got some free food because somebody didn't come pick up their order, so we got to eat it. That was nice.
Oh, I wonder what happened to them.
Best thing that could have ever happened. They realized they were at the worst restaurant in Magic Kingdom, and they left. I hope that's what happened to them. But
my God.
It was the fact that there is a cool animatronic and the food is so bad just hurts my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why it sucks for me.
Yeah, I hope that they redo that menu.
But what's your best? I'm excited.
Okay.
Before we even go into this, though, Magic Kingdom is like the most visited theme park in the world and has the worst food of any park.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, so there's that. Our best is not going to be that good.
Isn't that terrible?
It is terrible.
It should be amazing. And what would be my best doesn't exist anymore because it was Be Our Guest.
I know, same. Oh my gosh, without a doubt, that would have been my best.
Be Our Guest, which is now a sit-down prefix-only load of bologna, used to be a breakfast and lunch quick serve. And it is breathtaking in there. The theming is incredible. And the food, good quality, reasonably priced. They took it away.
Kind of reasonably priced. It was a little weird because...
But you get what you pay for.
Yes. It was for a quick serve meal, it was $25, which, I mean...
And it was like a sandwich. So, like, it is like, you're right. It is a little bit more expensive than I would normally pay for that kind of food.
What we would get at quick serve breakfast at Be Our Guests, which we did a bunch of times, was like a croque madame or a croque monsieur. I can't remember which is which. You could get one at breakfast and one at lunch. It's probably the croque madame. But then they would also bring you a plate of pastry. So it was kind of a lot for $25. Yeah. But it was still usually on a quick serve, you're looking at like $10-15.
Right.
But anyway, it doesn't matter because it's not there anymore. It would definitely have been my favorite too because you get that ambiance that is just absolutely the best ambiance of any, for sure, quick serve restaurant that I've ever been to. Maybe best ambiance of any restaurant I've ever been to.
It is disheartening to me that in the Magic Kingdom, this iconic brand of American entertainment, this beacon of entertainment and themed industry for the entire world, you come here and the food sucks.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
Yeah.
You have, hey Disney, you have everything to choose from.
Right.
Cinderella, Snow White, you've got every brand that Disney has curated, and this is what you've done food-wise.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so disappointing.
Right. They need to bring in, I feel like a lot of the problem is that there's a lot of stuff that probably worked fine in the 80s, worked fine when they opened. You know what I mean? And now...
They're resting on their laurels.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, people have done this for years. It's fine. We don't need to spend
people are going to buy this bland burger.
But, like, they're looking at Epcot, and they're looking at Animal Kingdom, and they're looking at Hollywood Studios. And for each of those, they've gone, we need something good. We need something good. We need something good. When is it Magic Kingdom's turn?
Right.
It's the 50th anniversary, and there's nothing good to eat.
Well, there's a good sit-down.
There is a good sit-down.
Yeah, that's newer. And
you're talking about Skipper Canteen.
I am.
Yeah.
But as far as quick serve goes, it's not very good. Yeah. So my number one...
Anyway.
Well, I'm just saying. So my number one is Casey's Corner.
Oh.
But it's hot dogs.
Yeah.
But it's probably the
best.
They are
better hot dogs.
It's probably the best hot dog you can get in Magic Kingdom. No, in Disney World. Unless you count the Ronto wrap. But like I like the little corn dogs.
Those are the best. And you know what? If you're going for, if you're going to watch the fireworks and you need a quick little snack.
Yeah.
Now, this is not a trap because sometimes that is when it is the absolute busiest and then you'll miss the fireworks. Do not do that. Get to Casey's Corner an hour before the fireworks start. Wait the 15 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever to get your little corn dog nuggets. Right. Get a good spot for the fireworks, a decent spot for the fireworks, and then you're good. Don't go 5 minutes before the fireworks start.
You'll miss it.
Try to get a scoop of ice cream from the main street, whatever.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people do all the time.
Yeah. There is a quick serve that we haven't tried yet called Sleepy Hollow that I'm interested to try. To see if it would change my mind. They
have two of the things that people really like. One is that waffle that has the Nutella and the fruit. And I want to try that.
I want to try that.
I love everything I just named.
Yeah.
And then I think they also, is that where they do the Cheshire Cat?
No, that's over by Teacups.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, we have gotten that. But I wasn't that impressed with that.
Oh, really?
It looked very cool, very Instagrammable, less yummy.
Yeah, honestly, that's a huge problem with most of the food. And that's why my number one is kind of the opposite. It's Gaston's Tavern, which doesn't have the big, like, extravagant looking food, but the food is good.
Yeah.
So, Have
you gotten something at Gaston's Tavern other than a cinnamon roll? Okay. Because, I would put
what else do you need?
Yeah, and I'm going to give an honorable mention to Dole Whip.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's classic.
Absolutely.
And my favorite, like,
Now you gotta knock it because you can't make a meal out of that really.
Right.
But like as far as quick serve goes, I mean the quality of Dole Whip is kind of undeniable.
Right.
You know, it's
and
good.
I really
It's
like
a
the
classic.
new one. There's the new one with the coconut, and then they've got a
Yeah, I've heard
pineapple
that's good.
upside down cake.
Now
pop.
I've really wanted to try the watermelon one, but I don't think that's even at the Magic Kingdom one.
It's definitely at Disney Springs.
Yeah, I think I want to do that. Hey, Gaston's Tavern, warm cinnamon roll. That's the best thing you can get. They also have
You can ask for extra frosting or icing too.
a ham, provolone, and Swiss sandwich. I have not tried that, but that sounds good, and that's only $10.
Yeah.
They also have LeFou's Brew, which is this frozen apple juice drink with marshmallow and passion fruit mango foam. I've had it; it's pretty good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And the cinnamon roll is probably the best cinnamon roll you can get at Disney World.
I think so.
So those two things together make Gaston's Tavern number one for me.
Yeah.
But what was yours?
Casey's Corner.
My brain is totally
You're
blank.
good. Casey's Corner / Dole Whip.
But Casey's Corner is also, that to me is the pick as well for quick service. So in the morning,
I definitely would have picked Gaston's for the cinnamon roll.
In the morning, you get your cinnamon roll from Gaston's.
Yeah.
For the afternoon, maybe you get your Casey's, or maybe you do that for the fireworks. And for lunch, you do Skipper's Canteen.
Skipper's Canteen is
and
the
that's
sit
a
down
pretty
there.
good. That's a pretty good day of
if you're
eating.
spending a whole day there, yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good day of eating at Magic Kingdom. Or maybe you do, we haven't reviewed it yet, but it's got a pretty sterling reputation, Liberty Street Tavern, for what are your meals.
Well, and Cinderella's Royal Table has recently, I guess their menu has supposedly gotten better. We haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, we'll have to try that.
I've tried it, just not since it's changed.
Right. So, but honestly, those are pretty much the only things you can do at Magic Kingdom for a good meal.
Yeah.
Everything else, everything in Tomorrowland, bad. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But there are some bright spots in that. For that, we're grateful. We're just hoping that
it gets better.
Sometime soon, they put in that one thing that they've managed to get for each of the parks where you go, oh my gosh, finally.
Right.
Like, I'm so grateful in the past 5 years that we've gotten that for every other park. And I don't know if it needs to happen. Like, I don't know if they need to open a little restaurant by where Tron is going to go. I don't know if they need to...
That would be cool.
Put something new in Fantasyland.
Yeah.
I don't know what they need to do, but they got to do it quick because...
probably just revamping the menus at some of the places. I don't want them to get rid of Sunny Eclipse, so if they can redo that menu...
They should close it, that whole restaurant, modernize the decor just a little.
Sure.
And they should make Sunny the star still. He still needs to be the star.
Right.
And they should just put some, like, really fun, otherworldly food in there.
How fun would
Take a page out of the Star Wars book.
Yeah, Tomorrowland themed instead of being boring themed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It just does kind of look like a truck stop food court.
Yeah.
In there, you know. I love Sunny Eclipse, so I think he should stay. But I think, like, cash in on that retro futurism, you know? Make it really cool and spacey in there.
Yeah.
Neon lights everywhere. Like,
and you're talking about the food, too. Like, theming the food.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, give us some of that cool Ronto wrap style, you know, cuisine that feels unique to... I feel like Tomorrowland is such a great blank canvas for a really cool restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would be excited if they did something like that.
I would too. I would be
But
thrilled.
what they've got right now, hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a better idea of where you can have a safe bet that you're probably going to get a decent quick serve when you're at Magic Kingdom and you don't have a reservation for, you know, a sit down, or you're just planning on making the most of your time with, you know, a quick serve meal here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that wraps it up, right?
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. You can see the visual version of this podcast on YouTube at Neverland Navigation Co.
Yeah.
And you can follow us online. You can follow us on Instagram at Neverland Navco and on TikTok at Neverland Navco.
Yep. Our website is neverlandnavigation.co, and there are links to everything there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And the blog is there. Yep, and then I've got an Etsy shop where I do like shirts, like the shirts we're wearing, and that's Neverland Navigation is the shop name on Etsy.
Yeah, and those shirts are so soft and the designs are so cute.
You have to be in a soft shirt for Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. You need
to be
level of
comfort.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. Let us know which of these quick serves that you've tried or that you want to try. We can't wait to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe to and rate our podcast.
Rate and review, yeah.
We right now are doing an episode every week, and we want to take you along for the ride of experiencing everything there is to experience at Disney World.
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening and watching.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.